What's up, YouTube? It's Undead Hitman. I want to talk to y'all today about a very personal subject. To me, it's something that happened to me about 2 years ago. Um, I was, this is hard. I was getting ready to go to work, and like I said, this is hard for me to talk about. I was getting ready to go to work, and I went to go lay down, and all of a sudden, I just collapsed on the floor. I don't remember anything. I don't remember collapsing. My girlfriend come in and picked me up off the floor, and I looked at her like, "What are you doing? Get off of me! Like, what's going on?" So I shook that off, and she called the ambulance, and they came and they asked me if I wanted to go to the ambulance, and I said no, I don't want to. I don't want to ride in the ambulance. I don't want to go to the hospital. So after some talking and stuff, and talking it over with my girlfriend, I decided to go to the hospital. Well, come to find out, my heart was enlarged when they did the test and everything up at the hospital. And I was gonna go to work. I was just gonna go. I was just gonna go to work and do what I had to do. And the hospital wanted to keep me, and I said no, no, I ain't doing that. I'm just gonna go home, sleep it off. And they said, okay, well, get in touch with your doctor the next day. So I said, okay. So I went home and didn't think nothing of it, didn't think there was anything wrong with me. I went to go to sleep and woke up the next morning, did like the ER asked. I went to the doctor and everything, and my doctor comes in and says, you need to go over to Winchester and let them look at you. And I looked at him like, what are you talking about? What's wrong? He said, I really want you to go over there and let them look at you. So I said, okay. So I go to Winchester and they admit me. And I'm thinking, what in the world is going on? So I go over here and they're doing all these tests and they're doing everything. And I'm thinking, why are they doing all this? So they come back with all the tests after an hour. They come back with all the tests, the heart test, the stress test, all that. And the heart doctor comes in. And she said, I want to talk to you right now and be very serious with you. And I said, okay, what's wrong? And they said, you have cardiomyopathy. And I said, huh? What's that? And me and my mom and dad were looking around like, what's that? So it turns out I got an infection in my heart. And what that did was weakened my heart. So my heart only works, at the time, was working 10% in functioning. And so I said, well, what does that mean? I said, will it get better? And she said, well, we don't know, but we'd like to put a vest on you and try some stuff and see what happens. So they come in the next day and put this vest on me. It felt like a brawl, people. I'm telling you, it felt like a brawl. And it was a vest, and it had a battery pack. So what cardiomyopathy is, if you don't know, is it another word for it is called sudden death syndrome. So if my heart goes out of rhythm, it would kill me. Well, what the vest did was, if my heart would go out of rhythm, the vest would flash and send a shock to the vest, and it would shock me. So I had this on for 3 months. Nothing. No shock, no nothing. I did my walking, everything. I thought everything was going good. I thought I was going to get this thing off and everything was going to be okay. And they had me on like 5 medicines. So I said, okay. And I agreed to do it for my little boy. And, and that's the only reason I agreed all of this. And, because I didn't care about me, if it was going to kill me, it was going to kill me, I didn't care what my mom said, I didn't care what my dad said, I didn't care what my girlfriend said, but I cared that that little boy wouldn't have a father. I did care about that. So, all this is going on, and I'm stressed out through these 3 months. I'm taking all these pills, wearing this vest, having to go out in public with this vest on, and having it looked like an old Walkman. You know what an old Walkman looked like, where you would use the cassette and hit play and all that. That's what it looked like. Well, it never shocked me. So I was thinking, I'm good. Everything is going to be fine when I go to the doctor. So I go to the doctor, and the doctor comes in, and I go and do my heart checkup, and it's like an ultrasound, but it's for your heart. So I get that done, and I come back over here, and the doctor says, I'm sorry. And I said, for what? And they said, we're going to have to do the implant. And I said, what implant? And they said, the implant where we put a device in your chest. And I said, no, we ain't doing that. I ain't doing no implant. I ain't doing that. I said, no, I ain't doing it. So I stormed out of the doctor's office, and I was refusing to do it. So I'm sitting there thinking about it, and all my family members are talking to me, and they're saying, you should get this done. You should do this. Because if it happens again, you might not be so lucky, and it could kill you. So I think about it, and I think about it, and think about it, and then a week later, thank God nothing happened to me because I was being dumb, but I was still wearing the vest. A week later, I called the doctor back, and I said, okay, I'll do it. And they said, okay, well, when do you want to do it? And I said, well, I have to get it done as soon as possible, don't I? And they said, yeah. So my birthday was on the 9th. They wanted to do it on the 9th. And I said, no, I can't do that. I said, you're not going to put me under and cut me open and all that for my birthday. I said, it's just not going to happen. So they go and do the incision, and that's the scar from it. And feel right there, it feels like a bottle cap. Well, that's what's keeping me alive. So I get it done, and I'm thinking everything's going to get better. Well, things didn't get no better, and I'm now on more medicine, and I'm just living day by day with the situation. But, I never thought this would happen to me. I'm 27 years old. Looking at me, you see me on the street or see me out somewhere, I look fine. But I'm really not. I can't do that much because my heart can't get overworked. It's just a lot to take in. And through these 2 years, nobody in my family has heart problems. And for these 2 years, I've dealt with so much. As of right now, I have to take 4 Cardiomyopathy, which make me exhausted. Like, when I have to take 2 in the morning and 2 at night. And when I take them, it's just, I just can't do anything. I can't play with my kid. I can't, even finish a movie. It's not, I just want to go to sleep. And I hate feeling like that. And I know I'm alive and here for a reason. And, you know, but back then, I didn't really want to hear that, you know. I didn't want to hear, well, everything will get better. It hasn't yet. I mean, I'm here, I'm alive. I'm not in good health, obviously. I take 6 to 7 pills a day. And, you know, I haven't had any episodes with my defibrillator, is what it's called. It's a defibrillator and also a pacemaker. But when I talk to people I went to school with, when I talk to old friends, when I've talked to people I've known for years, like, for them to see me like this, you know, I'm not an older person, you know. I was supposed to have my whole life ahead of me, and it was like just knocked down. Like, it can happen to anybody. It wasn't that I was using like street drugs and my heart just stopped working. It wasn't that. I got pneumonia, and the pneumonia went to my heart and messed me up. And I hope this never happens to any of y'all. You know, I mean, it's not the worst thing that can happen to me, but to live day by day wondering if you're going to get shocked, wondering if your heart's going to go out of rhythm and it's going to shock you. I've been shocked 5 times. I've been shocked. I'm not really going to go into details of why I was shocked, but I was shocked 5 times repeatedly. And, you know, people say, well, it's like a taser. No, it's not. Because you get hit with the taser, you get hit on the outside, and you get hit, and that's it. I get hit. When I get hit, and it shocks me, I get hit in my heart. There's a lead that goes down into my heart, and when it shocks me in the heart. But like I said, it's not the worst thing that can happen to you. I know there's people out there with things way worse than me, but I just wanted to, you know, tell y'all my story and see what y'all thought. And I mean, I'm just living day by day, doing what I can do, and just telling my story. I know this is my normal gaming channel and I've been doing unboxing, but this is why I haven't been doing anything, because this has got me down. But I'm trying to get back into doing stuff and doing more videos and interacting more. But like I said, I really haven't been able to, because of all the situation with this medicine and with what's going on with me. It's just an uphill battle, it really is. But, you know, that's my story. And if you like the story, let me know in the comment section below. I'm Undead Hitman, and I just wanted to tell y'all a little bit about my life and what it's like being me. But if I wouldn't learn to laugh and make people laugh and laugh at things going on around me, I'd be in bad shape. But I'm Undead Hitman. Until next time, people.